Good evening, everyone. It's been quite a while since my last To Be Honest video. A little over a month now. To those who have watched it, thank you, sincerely. Now, let's talk about a game that recently just released. A game that is very near and dear to my heart. Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. In case you're worried about spoilers, don't worry. I will only be showing and discussing most things from chapters 1 and 2. Now, let's begin the video. To be honest, is Ghost Trick Phantom Detective worth playing today? Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, originally titled Ghost Spy, was developed and published by Capcom. Legendary developer Shu Takumi was not only the main developer, but he also handled the game's design, scenario, and direction. If you don't know who he is, Shu Takumi was the man who created the Ace Attorney series, and had a hand in developing Dino Crisis 1 and 2. He was even involved with the Resident Evil 2 prototype 1.5. Originally, it released in Japan for the Nintendo DS back in June 2010, and was later ported to America, Europe, and Australia in January 2011. Further into 2011, December 2nd to be specific, Ghost Trick was ported to iOS. The first chapter was free, with the remainder costing money. This was the version that I first played. To be quite frank, I wasn't really a gamer back then. I played Pokemon and Sonic on the Game Boy, I had a DS with Mario Kart, and a Wii with Wii Sports. But otherwise, I had no real knowledge of anything game related other than Nintendo. I didn't even know that the Xbox 360 and PS3 existed at the time. So when I first discovered Ghost Trick, it was my first time playing something so compelling and thrilling. The controls were literally a swipe and a tap. It was simple, but I was completely engaged the whole way through. Ghost Trick starts with you, the player, waking up in a junkyard at night. A woman with a bright yellow coat and vibrant red hair was on your left, backing away in fear. To your right, a skinny blue man in a suit, his head topped off with a fedora. In his hands, a golden shotgun. And then there's you, in the middle, lying on the ground, dead. It was pretty clear that the young lady was next. You can't help but feel sorry for the gal, but there's nothing you can do. After all, you're dead. But just as you resigned yourself to the girl's fate, a ray of light shined down in the form of a voice and called out to you, spurring you to action. This mysterious voice teaches you about your unique powers, your ghost tricks. You have the ability to manipulate objects, and with that newfound knowledge, you proceed to save the gal who, for some odd reason, runs incredibly slow. Because of this, she ends up on the wrong end of the barrel once again. You quickly jump into a stringed instrument and saved her life once more. However, she finds herself at a dead end, and you, the player, are left behind. The only object within reach is your corpse. You try to control your body, but to your surprise, nothing happens. All you can do is look on in horror as the woman with red hair is murdered. However, the mysterious voice that helped us, now named Ray, another ghost who has strangely taken the form of a desk lamp, teaches us about another trick, the ability to go back 4 minutes before death. With this new, phenomenal power, we go back in time and save the redhead once more, changing her fate. However, in a moment of calm, a sudden question looms over you. Who am I? And with that, the long, mysterious night truly begins. So, I've talked a little bit about the history of the game and the initial setup, but what's actually included in this remaster? Well, let's start with the small stuff. In a tab labeled Extras in the main menu, there are 4 options: Challenges, Illustrations, Music, and Ghost Puzzle. Ghost Puzzle is a brand new gameplay addition created for this remaster, and it takes the form of sliding puzzles. There are 3 unique sliding puzzles, each having 3x3, 4x4, and 5x5 variations. Unlike most sliding puzzles that you see today, these have animated backgrounds, which makes it a little harder to keep track of where each tile is. Admittedly, I absolutely suck at these puzzles, even with the hint button that the game graciously provides you. It's still a struggle. It took me well over an hour to complete all 9 puzzles. It was kinda worth it though to unlock more illustrations for the brand new gallery mode, as well as getting the Platinum Trophy. Speaking of the gallery mode, as you play through the game, you'll earn more illustrations and concept art for completing chapters, or by completing fairly easy challenges. The illustrations themselves are fun to look at, and offer a nice 8-minute distraction after you beat the game. You'll also unlock backgrounds for you to use during gameplay. On my left side, I put Kamala. On my right, Lynn. There's also concept art for you to unlock, and it gives a pretty nice look into how the characters were ultimately formed and how they initially began. Finally, there's the music tab. Easily the best part of this remaster, aside from the updated visuals and animation. Capcom games are infamous for having fantastic soundtracks, and Ghost Trick is no different. Not only can you listen to and use the original soundtrack, but they've also included a new arranged version made by the legendary Yasumasa Kitagawa, who composed the soundtrack for the Great Ace Attorney games. This new set is louder and prouder, each beat hitting harder, new sounds subtly mixing in. These new tracks are fantastic and stand alongside the original. But even better, Masukazu Sugimori came back and composed a brand new track. I'll let you guess which one he made. The music is perfectly set for each scene, and by the time you're done with the game, you'll be adding the OST to your playlist. Side note, an amazing little feature that the devs included for the music player is the seamless transition between original and arranged. When you switch to the arranged or original version, the track you were just playing fades out right as the new one fades in, completely in sync. Here's a demonstration of how it works. Now that's a feature that every remaster or remake with a music player should have. Finally, let's talk about the visuals and the gameplay. Gameplay hasn't really changed. You tap the L1 button to enter the ghost dimension and use either the D-pad or left joystick to reach objects you can possess. You also have a journal that you can open with L2 that helps keep track of characters and phone numbers you've accrued throughout the story. Characters in the journal are often updated, so be sure to check it at the beginning of each chapter. Visually, the jump from DS to modern platforms is stunning, from pixelated figures to full-blown 3D models. Each character and their quirky animation are faithfully recreated and will bring a smile to anyone's face, especially the panic dance. Backgrounds have also been beautifully updated and help set the mysterious air permeating the night. Not everything is updated perfectly though, from the little lightning bolt effects that shoot out when the telephone is ringing, to the tires of a certain van. These little things haven't scaled up that well and will distract you if you look closely. Thankfully, these are few and far between, so most people probably wouldn't notice. The real problem though is the new animation. When the screen is locked in place, they look and animate perfectly. However, if you take a look at the screen, you'll see that every time the screen moves alongside a character, there's this ghosting or rubber banding of the character as they walk, run, or dance. It honestly doesn't ruin the scene, but it does make you pause for a moment. Maybe Capcom can fix it, but honestly I'm not sure how they would. Either way, it's not that bad and it's not too distracting. So, with updated visuals and animations, and an okay amount of new features, the game is faithfully restored for modern platforms. But, to be honest, is Ghost Trick Phantom Detective worth playing today? Absolutely. This 11 out of 10 underrated hidden gem of the DS is back with a vengeance. With the old and new OST, your first and second playthrough will feel fresh and help push you along to 100% completion. The story of Ghost Trick is filled with mystery and tension, twists and turns that will keep you engaged until the end. Each character, except for one that I hate, is quirky, funny, and helps drive the story and build the world of Ghost Trick. Capcom has given this game a second chance, and I am begging each and every one of you to please give this game a chance. Let Capcom know that these weird little games are still loved today. It's only $30 on PC, Switch, and consoles, and at that price, it's a steal. So go out and buy Ghost Trick today. And so, we have come to the end of the video. A little shorter than the last one, but I think I was able to talk about everything that I wanted to talk about. But before I close out, I wanted to share with you the reason why this video came out so late, and that is the collector's edition of Ghost Trick I got from PlayAsia. This little beauty came roughly 2 weeks late, which irritated me, but it was worth it. I love this thing. Look at it. Just look. The box that holds this game and collector's items is gorgeous and matches the tone of the game well. Unfortunately, all of the bonus stickers and conversation pages are in Japanese, so now I guess I have to learn a new language. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to upload my next To Be Honest video. Until then, please leave a like, subscribe, and have a fun day.